All right, welcome back to another episode of the Cody Tucker Show. I am your host, Cody Tucker. As always, be sure to like and subscribe, all that good shit. It is a sad day in the world of white people. White people around the world are crying their eyes out. The Queen has died. And not Ryan Seacrest. I don't know if that's still like a topical joke to make, that Ryan Seacrest is gay, but until I hear otherwise, I'm going to keep it going. But no, Queen Elizabeth, dead, age of 96. All hail King Chuck. Man, Prince Charles, that poor bastard. Like, not only are you the spawn of a couple centuries worth of inbreeding, like, the only hope you have at, like, you know, getting to do shit with your life is to become king. And you have been waiting for 50 fucking years for this woman to die. I mean, it is insane. Like, she has been queen since 1953. I mean, god damn. And poor fucking Chuck has just been sitting there with his big ass ears and weirdly, like, large fingers, just waiting and wait. Every time this woman coughed, he would go, like, is this the one? I mean, poor bastard. Like, he became king just in time to die. Oh, man. Well, rest in piss, old Queen Elizabeth. It's, you know. As a huge fan of The Crown, which I think puts me at about a level 3 on the old Kinsey scale, I have been waiting for this moment just because I am fascinated by how this royal family shit works. As a proud American, it is very, like, alien to me, the idea that there would be, you know, a royal family where you just have, like, really just countless generations of highly special needs individuals running shit who don't have to obey any laws. Like, apparently, I mean, that is, I mean, from what I've read, which my version of reading the internet is to just skim through, kind of get the bullet points, and then fill in the blanks. But from what I think I've read, they don't have to follow any laws because, like, they are, you know, their laws come from, like, divinity of some shit. Look, you might want to Google this for yourselves, but as far as I know, they don't have to follow shit. They can just kind of do whatever the hell they want. And I mean, do you know what kind of shit I would be getting into if I didn't have to obey a single law? The only reason that I don't do horrible things is because I'm afraid to go to prison. Like, to me, prison is a wonderful deterrent. Like, the idea, like, within 2 hours of being in prison, I would have been titty fucked half a dozen times. I mean, within 5 minutes. Like, as soon as I, you know, have to give up my shoelaces, there'd already be somebody just waiting, just dick in hand, just ready to go. Like, about a 10-inch piece in one hand and a jar of mayonnaise in the other, and just staring at me, licking his lips. Like, that's my future if I ever go to prison. So for me, I don't break laws for that reason alone. Is it because of morality? No, 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 no. I mean, the only things that I wouldn't do that are illegal are drugs. Because I'm fucking terrified of, like, losing my mind. And I have a feeling that if I do drugs... I mean, I used to drink a lot, but whatever. I mean, really, the only people that think alcohol is a drug are, pussies. So, I mean, I don't really consider it a drug. I just considered it a wonderful drink. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I wouldn't do. So, I mean, I'm not gonna like name the shit that I would do, but just think of everything that is illegal, and then erase the ones that have to do with drugs. Whatever you're left with is the shit that I would have already been doing by now. Like if prison or any kind of punishment was off the table, except for maybe like a fine. Like I'd pay a fine to do, some things, but like take away anything that has to do with drugs, and I would have already done all these things multiple times. That's a joke, of course. I mean, I wouldn't do. To be honest, I'm pretty much afraid to do anything bad. I mean, I get in trouble with my mouth more than like anything that has to do with like legalities. Yeah, this old pie hole gets me in enough trouble anyway, so. But yeah, long live the Queen. All hail King Charles. Old Chucky boy. I mean, when you look at him, it is just so evident that he's missing 10 chromosomes or has extra 10. I don't really know which is which. Like, which one makes you, retarded? Is it having more or having less? Because in my head, I would think having less, the less chromosomes you have, the dumber you are. More chromosomes you have, the smarter you are. Granted, I don't know shit about biology, so who knows. But he looks like he has about 2. I mean, I don't know how many we're supposed to have. I think it's 23 or 21, 42, 46, 46 and 2. Yeah. So 23 maybe? I don't know. I think you get 23 from each. 23 from mommy, 23 from daddy. Or in today's world, 23 from daddy, 23 from daddy. I think he has about 2 or 3 that are just really working as hard as they can. Like, it's a miracle that he doesn't, like, breathe underwater. Like, when you look at him, you're like, oh, this fucker has gills and flippers for sure. Like, he's basically a sea monkey that just happened to grow up a little bit and be able to put on a suit. I mean, look, you gotta be dumb as shit to give up Princess Diana for goddamn Camilla. Like, that old heifer is, I mean, goddamn, she looks like me with a, fucking dirty blonde wig and fucked up British teeth. And Princess Diana was pretty fucking hot. Definitely not as hot as people make her out to seem. There's a big thing with that, like, where there's just certain women who people make out to seem so much hotter than they really were. I mean, said it once, said it 1,000 times. Jackie Kennedy had about a 4-foot gap in between each eyes. Like, she basically looked like a llama with a, pillbox hat. Yet everybody is like, oh my God, Jackie Kennedy was so beautiful. Get the fuck out of here. Like, of course JFK was cheating on her ass with Marilyn Monroe. Like, Marilyn Monroe is basically like the 50s version of a porn star. And JFK has to go home to this chick that looks like, I mean, she looks like a mascot for the Denver Broncos. So, there's that. Yeah, I guess it's sad in a way. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the Queen of England ever did in the past 70 years, but I'm sure she did some shit. I mean, I've watched The Crown a lot. Definitely a level 3 on the Kinsey scale. Level 11 being, full DP. I think I would be closer to a level 3. I think level 6 is where penetration occurs. And I'm not there yet, so I would say it's probably a level 3, tipping towards a level 4. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't seem to remember them doing anything on that show. Like, it's like a really, really rich British version of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, with Princess Margaret being the ultimate whore. Which I don't know if she's still alive, old Maggie, but god damn, Princess Margaret was pretty fucking hot. See, that's one that should be getting the attention of being a fucking, like, I mean, Princess Margaret was hot as shit, and she was getting, finger blasted by Mick Jagger on like a daily basis. So, there's that. But yeah, rest in pieces to old Liz. All hell King Chuck. It is interesting how. So whenever she was about to die, I guess Charles, figured out how to use a phone long enough to call old what's his name, old ginger boy, Harry, and have him and his wife, Miss Markle, fly out to Buckingham Palace or wherever they were, and say goodbye. And at the last minute, this woman is on her she's 96 years old, on her deathbed, and at the last minute says, "Oh, I don't want to see her." Like, keep the black lady out of my room. Dude, I mean, god damn. Like, I mean, when you're on your deathbed, that's the time to just kind of cut it out with the racist shit. I mean, my god, like, I mean, this is your time to kind of get in good with the big Jew upstairs. And you're, I mean, even then, like, you got like a couple of hours left, and you're like, no, not changing my mind. Like, get her black ass out of here. That is basically what she said, just with a British accent. Fucking wild. Man, I mean, it's funny, like, how they just disowned that son of a bitch so fast. As soon as they saw her, and were like, oh. Like, they were holding up, like, those little swatches. I think that's what they're called, swatches that you get from, like, a paint place, and it kind of shows you, like, the different shades of a color. Like, they basically put that up against a person's skin to make sure that they're, like, within royal family lines. If your skin color starts to go down and get a little too dark, they're like, nah, gotta get rid of her. Like, even if she spent a weekend in fucking Mallorca getting a tan, I mean, she better fucking paste up before she gets into that damn castle. And Meghan Markle's hot. Like, super fucking hot. So, good on old Harold for that one. But, I mean, that is what, like, look, I mean, I've said some wild things, I think, in my life. Granted, it was all under the impression that it was funny. Which has ceased to be proven, I think. At least unanimously. So, I, even in my last one, like, I would make sure to do whatever the fuck it took. Like, I mean, this might seem like a big shock, but I don't necessarily believe in any God or religion. No religion, too. But, I definitely would, if I knew I was, like, on my deathbed, and they were like, all right, you fat fuck, you got about 2 hours left, immediately calling one of each. I'm calling every race, I'm getting a representative of every race, every religion, a couple special needs kids, like, whatever, anybody I can think of that I've made fun of in my life, and saying I need them at my bedside, like, ASAP, and I'm apologizing to every fucking one of them. All of them. Asians, but I mean, whoever it is that I think I may have said something, jokingly, of course, but slightly offensive. I'll probably need 5 or 6 special needs kids, because, I mean, that's been well, never mind, but, I mean, it is, yeah, I wouldn't take any chances. I mean, for sure, I'm becoming a Christian. I mean, as soon as I get the news that I don't have long left, I'm going to church. these last, I mean, to open up the fucking church house, I'm going in. Like, I'll go eat fucking church's chicken. I'll do whatever the hell it takes. I mean, I'll go hang out with a priest and, help them lure some kids in there. I'll do whatever the fuck I gotta do. I mean, it's like playing I mean, it's the lottery. You can't win if you don't play. So I'm reading the fucking Bible. I mean, mostly just the shit that's in red. I mean, that's really the only part that matters, but still. Fuck, I'll even read the who begot somebody and he begot this person. I'll read that whole fucking thing. Whatever it takes. I'll probably become a monk. But fuck, what if that one's not the right one? See, that's what fucks with me, is that, like, which one is the fucking right one? Because what if I did all this shit and it turns out, like, Zeus is up there and he's like, hey, I don't know why the fuck you were hanging out with a priest, but we don't do that shit here. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think Catholic priests and ancient Greeks had a lot in common. From what I've read, of course. But, yeah, I guess that's the big gamble. It's which one is up there when you go? If any of them's up there. Quite a paradox as well. I mean, you would never... The only way to know is to, bite the bullet. Figuratively and literally. But then, you'd never be able to tell anyone. One of life's great mysteries. So, I guess that's enough about the royal family. Rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. You'll be missed. This motherfucker was queen since my grandma was in kindergarten. I mean, to me, that's astounding. But, and of course she's fucking racist. She's 96. She is a 96-year-old white woman. What the fuck do you think you think she's gonna be like? I mean, how? Like, my grandparents are 20 to 25 years younger than her, and they're fucking racist. Where do you think I get it from? No. But, like, there's no hope for Queen Elizabeth to not be racist. I mean, she has seen her fucking place just devastating black and brown people throughout the whole goddamn world with zero sympathy for it. I mean, I've never heard her ass apologizing for any of this shit. So yeah, I mean, of course she's racist. She's not any different than that bitch that ratted out old Emmett Till. I mean, she just gets to live in a castle instead of a fucking trailer park. But, so I think to a certain level, you have to give some people give them kind of a break. I mean, I think if you were born, well, let's see, Queen Elizabeth's 96. When did civil rights happen? The civil rights movement really kick in? 65, 63? I mean, 63 is whenever the I Have a Dream speech. That was in, I think, 63. So she would have been... When the fuck is this bitch? Wait, so she became queen in 53. So she was queen for 10 years before the civil rights movement even kicked in. I mean, goddamn. Like, she's basically the beginning 10 minutes of Forrest Gump. Whenever things just a little too simple. It's basically him all the way up to when he goes and plays for Alabama. And they're letting, African Americans into the school, and he doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. He's like, "Oh, what's the big deal?" That's basically her thing, but she's on the bad side of this history. So, anyways, so yeah, that'll be enough about her. So I did watch a movie again for like probably the 5th time in the past couple weeks. Is one of the fucking greatest movies I've seen in a long time. 13 Lives. If you haven't seen it, holy shit, turn this shit off and go watch that. It's about the Thai soccer team that was caught in a cave in Thailand and rescued by Viggo Mortensen and Colin Farrell, who are actually playing like highly functioning autistic British dudes who are like, "Oh, I'll go swim in the cave." I mean, and so I kind of have a theory that the fatter you are, the more claustrophobic you are, like just naturally. And, by this, I mean, I'm claustrophobic damn near anywhere. I mean, I can go to a goddamn Walmart and feel like those goddamn walls are closing in on me. Like, I can't handle fucking tight spaces. So this movie is like 2.5 hours of me just being like, fuck, fuck, fuck. I could not handle this shit at all. Uh, I mean, it's a fucking amazing movie. I will say I learned that I am way more pessimistic than I ever thought I was. Because, and I don't think I'm alone on this. So I was under the impression that there was kind of some fuckery going on with this soccer coach. Like, in my head, I thought, okay, this is about a dozen little Thai kids. I mean, that's a prime target. Like a hairless little Asian kid. God damn. Make your damn lips quiver. So in my head, I was thinking, oh, this coach lured these motherfuckers into the depths of a cave to just have a goddamn suck fest. Turns out that is not what happened. I just have a fucking horrible mind. But not a unique mind, because everyone I've talked to about this movie has kind of thought along those lines. They may not have used the term suckfest, but they thought about it. Yeah, it turns out it's a cave that fucking people in Thailand just go hang out in, which, I mean, they need a goddamn Six Flags or something. Like, if going to hang out in the depths of a cave is like what you do for fun, yeah, y'all got to figure out some other shit to do. I mean, yeah, play soccer. Go play more soccer. I mean, you couldn't fucking pay me. I mean, I wouldn't even stand at the goddamn, fucking sphincter of that cave, let alone go down into the goddamn colon. It is wild to see, like, and then these fucking rescuers who are, I mean, they're weird little fucking British dudes. How they are just completely fine with snorkeling through, like, basically holes that, like, are just big enough for them to get through. And it's like it's like an 8-hour round trip to go in and to come back out. And they basically Michael Jackson these kids by doping them up with fucking Special K and then dragging them out. I'm spoiling the movie right now, but it's not really a spoiler because the shit happened, and if you just followed CNN, you would know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, they just dosed these kids with, like, horse tranquilizers and drug them out of the cave, which, holy fuck. I mean, as somebody who is deathly afraid of, like, flying and really all travel, definitely gave me some good ideas. Like, I may just have Viggo Mortensen fucking shoot me up with ketamine and put a snorkel on my fucking fat face and, fly me to goddamn the Funny Bone in goddamn Indianapolis. Oh, God. But, that's that. I highly recommend the movie. It was directed by old Opie himself, Ron Howard, who, did a pretty fucking amazing job. I was highly impressed. Let's see. What else is there to talk about? Oh my fucking God. So, there's a restaurant in Virginia. It's a country club in Virginia that is getting some deep shit, because it turns out, like, a picture of their menu from September came out, and it's a 9/11 themed menu. I mean, I should sue these fuckers for trying to steal my idea. That's what I was going to do for my damn birthday. Have a fucking 9/11 themed birthday. I mean, let me read off some of these fucking menu options. So they have the first responder flatbread. Remember Teeny? Freedom Flounder. 9/11 oysters. I mean, that's not very creative. And the Pentagon Pie. I mean, holy shit. Like, what are y'all? That is incredible. What a fucking horrible idea. Like, again, I mean, this goes back to something that I've brought up multiple times on here. And that is like the not necessarily my dream job, but the job that I think I'm best suited for. And that is to be hired, like freelance, to go to any kind of company, business, movie set, whatever it is. Anything where somebody is making something, like coming up with a new idea of whatever it is, and for me to just take a look at it and just tell you whether this is a fucking horrible decision or not. Like, let me go to this country club and they go, hey, we have an idea for we have two different menus. One, just traditional menu, martinis, chocolate cake, basic. But we were kind of thinking about spicing it up this year because it is the 20th anniversary. Or no, wait, this year's not the 20th anniversary. 21st anniversary. Makes this even weirder, to be honest, because if you're going to do some bullshit like this, at least do it on like a real anniversary or something. But, so we got one menu that is pretty generic, normal stuff. But a few of us here at the country club were kind of thinking about changing things up, spicing things up, and doing a memorial menu for 9/11. Now, see, I would have stopped them right there and said, I need to know if you have told anyone else about this. And if you have, I need their names and address. And burn every fucking documentation of this entire train of thought that you've had. I mean, for fuck's sake, like, how does that come into your mind? Well, I understand how it comes to your mind because I would definitely do this for a birthday party, or even a Christmas party. But how does it come into your mind and you don't immediately laugh for a little bit and then erase it? Like, a good portion of my day is me sitting, in my own thoughts, giggling for a little bit, and then moving on to whatever it is that I'm doing, with everyone around me none the wiser. Because a lot of this shit I should not be saying. Like, if you think of some of the shit that I say, now imagine the shit that I don't say out loud. Because when it comes into my mind, I'm like, oh, that's good, but fuck, we have to erase any memory of this happening. I mean, a 9/11 menu is wild. Holy shit. I mean, I shouldn't judge completely. I do stupid shit all the time. Fuck, the other day, I was eating sunflower seeds, which, as someone who just has, like, in general, an oral fixation, heyo, which is probably one of the reasons why I do smoke cigarettes, like, damn near constantly. It isn't even necessarily that I like cigarettes. I just like having the, like something in my mouth like that. Let your train of thought take you where it will. But yeah, I mean, I just in general like chewing stuff, having stuff like in my mouth. God damn, I gotta stop. So, sunflower seeds are one of those things. I fucking love sunflower seeds. Especially if I have like a lot of nervous energy, which for a slow moving mammal, as such as myself, I do have a lot of nervous energy. So I just pop in a handful of sunflower seeds and just start chewing. Now, that may not seem that weird, but what is weird is that I usually don't spit out the shells of the sunflower seeds. I just chew it all up and swallow it. I mean, if you're still with me here, so that means I basically have, in any given time, when I've purchased sunflower seeds, at any given time I have anywhere from 80 to 100 basically razor blades tunneling through my digestive system. Now, I would say that's not a great idea. yeah, I mean, when you swallow sunflower seeds, including the shells, like whenever you swallow sunflower shells, uh, the way that I do, you basically end up shredding the inside of your asshole to a fucking pulp. I mean, it is like, and I'll sit there and just wipe my ass, and there's so much blood coming out. Like, it looks like if you were to walk into my bathroom, you would think that I was cleaning up a fucking gunshot wound. I mean, it is not good. Like, I know, like, there's, again, I don't know a whole lot about, like, science and all that kind of mumbo jumbo, but I don't think getting shit into your bloodstream is a great thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure that that's where, like, 90% of the diseases that have killed off a lot of humans has come from, like typhoid and all that shit. I'm pretty sure that's where that all originates, is from people getting shit into their blood. So whenever I'm sitting there just wiping and wiping and wiping and wiping, I mean, I'm just smearing it into open wounds that are just scattered throughout my anus. I mean, sorry to get all, highbrow here, but it is not good. And but it just goes to show that, I think that in general, I like to think I'm a decently, like, logical person. I mean, I don't know how smart I necessarily am, but I do think I have logic, like, overall. But it is nice to know that there are still things I need to work on. And that there are lapses in judgment that I make still pretty regularly. And yeah, one of those is allowing myself to devour about 10 dozen razor blades, and just hope that the thing that hasn't happened the past 40 times will happen again. Just hoping that it doesn't happen again. Hoping that the 41st time it's just going to come out clean and perfect. No scratches, no scrapes. Remains to be seen. Yeah, I mean, like, it does surprise me a lot of the times, just like my level of stupidity. For somebody who, I'm pretty learned, pretty well read, in general, pretty logical. And I just do things sometimes that even I have to stop and say, well, now, why the fuck did that just happen? Like, you should know better than this. Like, you should know not to eat an entire large pizza in less than 10 minutes. But you do. Oh my God. But that's alright, You live and learn. And if I live long enough to learn enough, maybe I'll be alright. Well, there's the message for the day. Don't eat sunflower seed shells. Long live the Queen. All hail King Charles. Goodbye.